We go to the third inning. Mets and Astros no score. Beautiful night in the ballpark, and a couple of guys are hanging out with Steve Gelb. Steve?
Well, Gary, Mets season may be coming to a close, but that does mean that Covino and Rich season is starting back up. Picks up again on Monday at 6 p.m. I'm sitting with Covino and Rich, or the order that they're at, it's Rich and Covino here. Guys, for people who haven't seen the show, don't know anything about you, a little background on how the two of you met and how Covino and Rich came to be.
Well, Rich was a fan. I was DJing. Yeah. I was DJing at some bar in Hoboken.
It's a terrible lie. We met at a bar just through mutual friends. We became buds, and we felt like we were always talking about New York sports, women, entertainment, just, you know, stuff you talk about with your buddies, and started doing a radio show together. And 10 years later, SNY said, what the heck?
Right. I can't believe we're back for a second season, but we realized that for as much as we had in common, we disagreed on a lot. So that makes it fun, you know? So we're going to go at it in season 2, pushing it a little further.
Well, Rich is a big Mets fan, as you can tell by the Tuffle Shuffle right here. And then Covino, of course, a big Yankees fan. So we'll get to that in just a second. But you mentioned the second season. What differences, what do you guys have in store coming up?
Well, you know, I feel like we're going to push it, hopefully a little more relaxed. And
I don't know if Kirk Gowdy Jr. is okay with that, hearing that.
Well, I hope he's ready. No, but the biggest difference, our buddy Spot has a beard. That's another difference.
Yeah, Spot's great beard, Spot.
A lot of games, a lot of fun. You know, we're going to talk a lot of sports and a lot of lifestyle. So.
All right, now I do mention the Yankees and Mets difference between the two of you, so let's get the state of the team from each one of you. First off, let's actually start with Covino on this, because a big night for the Yankees last night with Derek Jeter. What do you think about what happened last night and where this team is headed now post Jeter?
Divine intervention. That's what happened. I mean, honestly, that's why my voice sounds like this. I was screaming. I was watching it with my dad, and I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I mean, how blessed is that guy? It was just unbelievable. But, you know, for the guys at home, I'm a Yankees guy, but I'm not a Mets hater. I love the Mets, root for the Mets, and it's going to be exciting next year, that's for sure, because it's anybody's city.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I think now that Jeter is done, now that the captain's walking away, the core four is far behind us, it's time for the Mets to take over the city again. Honestly, is there a guy in the Yankees that could be the face of New York? You're talking about Harvey, it could be DeGrom, David Wright could have a big comeback year. The Yankees don't have the face of New York anymore, and I think the next season looks very promising for the Mets.
All right, so just a taste of what I'm sure will be debated starting Monday night again at 6 p.m. All right, guys, let's do one of these topics from your show, give a little people a taste. Next year is as we do see a strikeout here, so the Mets get one out here in the top of the third inning. The hypothetical, all right, and this is what I was given. Okay, so hypothetical, would Mets fans be okay if Mr. Met was retired from Mrs. Met?
Ooh, if Mr. Met, what, they got divorced? You're asking?
No, if we just got rid of Mr. Met, took over Mrs. Met.
Listen, anything could be good luck at this point, right? You need a mix-up, right? I think that. Mrs. Met.
Mrs. Met has to jump on the trend. She has to get some butt implants, and you know.
You think Mrs. Met should get implants?
I think maybe, yeah. And then, you know, she'll be more appealing, and people will dig her, and then, you know, people will forget about Mr. Met really quick.
Did he just say?
I think that is clearly where we cut off this interview. Guys, appreciate the time again. Covino and Rich, 6 p.m. starting on Monday. Guys, back to you.
Keith, Ron, we're sorry.
Thank you, guys.
Clearly everything changes once the baseball season ends. Peacock strikes out. Back-to-back strikeouts for John Neese to start the third inning. Well, Monday at 6 o'clock, radio host Steve Covino and Rich Davis return to SNY to bring you their edgy take on New York sports, breaking it all down with their unique fans' perspective. Don't miss the season premiere of the Covino and Rich Show Monday at 6 p.m. right here on SNY.